Now then, what is up? We have a pretty early morning race today for some of you. For me, it's about 2 p.m. So, yeah, this is probably one of the earliest races we'll have due to time zones. That's by over across Europe. And we've got Sci-Fi, who I think is the only runner in this event across over in Asia. So, kind of funky to see this one. Now, Darkspy is pretty new-ish. In terms of running, that is. We've known about Darkspy for like a while now. He's been in the scene for about 2 years, in the community for about 3 years, something like that. Sci-Fi, sort of about the same time, but Sci-Fi's been running for like a whole year and a bit more than Darkspy has. Darkspy starting this year, Sci-Fi starting 2022, 2023 sometime. But we're about to get this race underway. Now, we've got somewhat funky with Darkspy is he's just tearing PBs out at the moment from when he started running. So he's only done about 20 finished runs of any percent. He's already down into 116. He's got a 48 IDT as we kick this race on. So he's probably in good form right now. Back-to-back PBs for him going into this race in any percent. And just getting pipped on the text, the most important part of the game. Sci-Fi, however, has come back for the event. 2 very good times he has, both 80% and Hundo. And about this time, I think it was about this time last year, or if not when the race, well, at least when the tournament started, a year ago, Darkspy's Hundo time was actually third on the board at that point, which A, obviously shows his caliber in this category. B, shows how much of a shift has happened in the space of a year for this game, as we're both dead synced going into Quarantine Bay. Sci-Fi just missing a shot cancel, it kind of just keeps them both perfectly synced, because they're both making mistakes that are minor enough to where they're both in the same point. And Darkspy giving up the tie, missing the thread through that, and now on to probably one of the most annoying texts in the game. There is like no consistent rhythm for this text, it's really annoying. And Sci-Fi's like notoriously quite good at text. Ooh, interesting strat there, going for the shot cancel. I think that shot cancel is marginally faster than the wall jump, grabbing the ledge there. But it's just the tiniest bit more awkward, less consistent, so... Getting hit by the zombie. A little bit slow on that. But yeah, it's like a little bit less consistent, because the shot cancel has to be like pretty much max height. It's awkward finding that height going through. And a little bit of Sci-Fi. Darkspy are about just a rumor behind. Two more sizable mistakes on Darkspy's end. But it's not been too bad for missiles. Probably gonna be like 252, 53 area. Sci-Fi probably like 249. Although Sci-Fi splits late, so which is wrong. Oh no, about 248. Okay, dead on 249, never mind. Or for his splitting, it would have been a 252. And Darkspy going to 255. However, missile split is irrelevant for a very long time. Because it matters less about where you get missiles until like absolute top level, and more about what this next boss gives you, because he's like mostly RNG. It's terrible. So we have a couple of items to pick up on the way. I think this is one of the segments where you pick up the most items in the whole run, which is kind of funny because it's a minute and a bit, because you got like 3 rooms. But any percent you pick up 3, Hyundai you pick up 4. Any percent, I don't think there's many other segments where you pick up more than 3 items. I think Space Jump. We'll see how the beams go. Up. Oh, there's a beam. Got 0. And okay, only 1 for sci-fi. Darkspy getting the 1. Hits a double as well. Oh, both from 1. Okay. I don't mean kind. Oh no. Sci-fi's wasted a missile. It's gonna make his fight really awkward. Darkspy making sure he doesn't make that same mistake. And both have E-Tank, which is good. 2 less missiles here is not great, because if this guy rolls at you, which he doesn't, Sci-Fi a little bit of a lucky break. If that guy rolls at you with 2 missiles gone, you lose 2 missiles on a roll, so I would have probably made him run out of missiles. Darkspy getting a roll. Oh, misses his first double. He needs to get these greens, which he does. D-boost into them, but does miss the double because the setup became a little bit more awkward having to farm. But there is his morph. Sci-Fi. Speaking of morph, getting into that hole, morphing into it. Yeah, this room after Erectus is honestly one of the more awkward rooms in the game because the unmorph wall jump is a little bit finicky, but then this hitting the 2 blocks. If you miss one of the blocks, you just lose like a second for no reason. And the wall jump is low, and ledge grab is also kind of awkward. Darkspy in chat. Say hi to Darkspy. There is Nav missile or Medic missile for Sci-Fi. That is one that people tell you don't pick it up in 90% battle. Missile. It's so comfy. I know it's a little bit slow, but it's just so comfy for early game, this one. Oh no. Oh no, it's sort of a Samus. What is that? Ah! Alright, well, there's our first instance of sex. About a 20-ish second gap or something like that, 15 second. So that can happen. Especially with a roll and a missed double. A roll is about 4 seconds. Missing a double is a little bit more because there's a very good chance missing a double, trying to kill it afterwards, you'll probably miss the sweet spot as well. And missing a sweet spot is an extra 2 seconds. It's actually brutal if you don't get a sweet spot on a core. Sometimes you can just lose 2-3 seconds just because you killed the core in the wrong place. So what's that? There's Dawsing. And Sci-Fi into first stabilizer. And yeah, dropping pattern. Each stabilizer works on 2 patterns. Every single one of them has 2 patterns, and you have to kill them in a certain timing. Nice, interesting room. Not getting the diagonal on the entry. So gonna have to wait out because Sci-Fi, couple of mistakes in there. Making a bit of a hash at the room, but does get out with max health, which means guaranteed missiles going into this. That's Darkspy demonstrating how the room should be done. Oh, look at the Brexit. All good though. It was just the 1 hit. Okay, not getting big farmer. Oh, and the guy turns around. If the guy turns around, your missile goes over him. I think it's if it turns around. But yeah, Sci-Fi, big farm. Hang up. Still on full health, so every single drop he gets is going to be a missile. And here's another pattern we don't like. The rising pattern in this room is really awkward to actually get the stabilizer cycle on. And Sci-Fi missing that shot there. Both making a little bit of hard work with the stabilizer cycle. So the cycles basically you gotta kill the cores. Darkspy in the same pattern. Oh, but he backs up too early. Missed one of the missiles. If either he missed one of the missiles or didn't get a missile out on the third one. Both are not great Sector 1 so far. This is not an easy part of the game at all. Like, Sector 1 is not easy at all. Because you have to be aware of killing the stabilizers as quick as you can. It doesn't have to be instant. It doesn't have to be as fast as you possibly can do it. But you need to do it quick enough in a window to be able to beat a cycle. Ooh, Darkspy missing the double and getting another beam out of it. I think that was about 5 beam. See what Darkspy gets. Okay. He's on 2 now. Misses that double, gets another beam. Okay. Ooh, okay. Much better luck for Darkspy. Sci-Fi getting charged as Darkspy's entering. And yeah, this boss, pretty easy. You stand in a spot, there's plenty of visual cues on how to do the doubles on here. Stand in a spot, wait for it to get close enough. Full jump, shoot down twice. Whoa, why is Sci-Fi? Sci-Fi's making a really hard work of this stabilizer. There's a couple of strats on this boss, but the strat that both Sci-Fi and Darkspy did is the easiest one. It's the one you should know how to do. Stand in one spot. There's a certain number of visual cues you can use for when the core gets to you. And wait to jump. Just straight jump up, shoot down twice, take the hit, go left of the core so you get deboosted so you can run through it. And then go back to the right and say exact same motion. Wait for the core to get to a certain point to straight jump up and quick high five. Shoot down twice, there's your doubles. Ooh, okay, very close to hitting that stabilizer cycle from Darkspy. Got the setup and a good pattern, but just a little bit late getting there. So, very close to hitting that cycle. And that's probably one of the hardest cycles to get, because it's a really tight room to do. You can tell when you get a cycle, because the background of the screen will still be red, or slightly red, as it's fading out. If it's faded out and there's like almost no red on the background at all, then you've missed the cycle, which leaves about a second and a half. If you miss a cycle on each stabilizer, that's about 7 seconds. So if you're not aware of the cycles in these rooms, say you miss all 3 of them in the charge segment, you've lost over 4 seconds, never 5 seconds. So being aware of the stabilizer cycles and learning how to get them quickly is like very important for this sector. Sci-Fi was just waiting to make sure I had the right sector. Yep, you're going sector 2. Actually, go down the elevator. Just a little double check. Now, can't have to be safe, right? But Darkspy seems to have caught up a little bit, because Sci-Fi got out of charge. I think about 15-20 seconds before Darkspy. That gap seems to have closed by a couple of seconds. Maybe. I might be completely misjudging. Well, I can tell at the end of this text. Ba-ba-bing. Oh! What's that? 12:51. Sci-Fi has good text as well, though, so it's a good chance he made some time up on that text box. Over Sci-Fi, over Darkspy. And here is Sector 2. We have Zoro's Sci-Fi missing the wall jump. Okay, so it's still about 15 seconds. Yeah, these Zoros In 80%, they're a little bit more scary than Hundo because 45 damage a piece, and most people here have only one tank. Some people have two, because they go for the sack skip that you do in Hundo in this room. And they have rising patterns, so you have to deal with it. Zoras give you certain patterns here. Some of them you have to deal with. Both Sci-Fi and Darkspy got the pattern where you can just jump past it when it's falling down the wall, because there's enough space on it to where you can just jump over. However, if it's rising, it's in the way. You can't land over the top of it. You have to kill it. And there's R shots you can do with those. Darkspy opting to just shoot up, which is fair enough, but it does lose about a second over going for the R shot. Gonna hit from the Zora there. A little bit too close, tried to move a little bit soon. Yeah. Well, 14-17, I think it was for the bombs first. Sci-Fi. So Darkspy's bridged the gap a little bit, it looks like. I know there's a couple of mistakes on Sci-Fi's end. I think only about 1 or 2 by Darkspy. And neither have forgot the bomb after Data Room. Good to see, because this is an item some people do miss. However, in a Hundo tournament, we expect everyone to get everything. Without jinxing, touch wood. Because you're getting that missile, though, it makes these rooms really awkward, as you can see with Darkspy kind of struggling a bit with these Zora there. It's really difficult to actually get the kill on those Zoras. Same with this room. Sci-Fi getting a decent pattern, actually, though. Oh, but not getting the charge out. Because you're going out of your way to get different items in these rooms. These Zoras can be all over the place, like right in your way. It's quite hard to deal with some of the patterns you can get here. But Darkspy dealing with these really well, actually. Alright, see if you can get the... Okay, it's not even... Oh, okay, I see. Goes for the slightly lenient setup. Does still save a bit of time. Does he get it? Yeah. That's a bit more lenient. You place the bomb... Darkspy! Oh, he's going! No, he's missed the item! Go back! Hey, he's realised. Okay, he realised just in time. Yeah, because... if you miss that item and you go further into that room... I actually missed that recently in a run. Then my brain was way too 80% brained. I think that might have been what was Darkspy's downfall. But you realise quick enough into the next room. And that is one that people do miss quite commonly, because you don't... It's not, like, completely obvious. So if you're just not really thinking, you'll just keep going to the right, and it's like, okay. 3 beams. There's another. There's another. Don't do 4. Oh, no. Beams aren't kind at the moment, Sci-Fi. That's a 4 beam. I think he's on about 11 now. That's not very good. Okay. This door is not very nice. Showing no mercy. Okay, showing absolutely 0 mercy. It gives free for Darkspy. Yeah, this is a big RNG point in the run. Fortunately, it's early enough in the run to where it's like, okay, if you get absolutely terrible luck here, you can still reset, and it's only about 15 minutes. Or you could just die to sack skip. And I wasn't counting Sci-Fi's jumps. I wasn't counting Darkspy's jumps because I was watching Sci-Fi kill Zali. People have some very crude names for this boss. I think it's warranted. This boss sucks. This boss is really, really bad. It's like purely just RNG based. Because each round... Oh, missed the double, Darkspy. Yeah, each round can give a certain random number of jumps. First round is 0 to 3. You want to see 0, you don't want to see 3. Second round, 1 to 4, you want to see 1. Last round is 2 to 5. I can give you a total of anywhere from 3 to 12 jumps. 3 is really rare. 12 is also really rare. I got 11 jumps yesterday. I was really mad. I'm not even gonna lie. But Sci-Fi getting through Sackscape cleanly. Absolutely no issues there. Time for Darkspy. Ooh, okay, a little bit of a problem. Don't die. Okay, all good. All good. Got past the super missile, probably gonna recharge now, but that does give Sci-Fi a little bit more of a lead because each segment, Darkspy's been slightly crawling back a couple of seconds, but there's just one instance that like loses what he's starting to save. Okay, that's why we kill the Disgiga. That is why we kill the Disgiga. If you miss that wall jump on 1 health, you're dead. So, because he killed the Disgiga, he was still able to get through, even though he did make a bit of a mess of the room. That is really not dead, so he's still in the race. That's what we'd rather see. We'd rather see his run keep going, rather than him falling face first on a Disgiga and just dying. Don't want that. And now we're off to a sector most people quite like, Sector 4. Fun fact, the sector you enter going left. It's the only one in the game. Thought I'd point out. It's funny because if you're not thinking about it and you're just going through the game autopiloting, the amount of times I'm entering Sector 4 holding right to go, like, just to get right off the elevator immediately, and I realize, wait, I'm Sector 4, so hold left. Hold left last second, yeah. If you watch a lot of people's runs, some people who have input viewer pay attention to their direction they're holding when they're entering Sector 4. It is really funny because a lot of the time they're holding right. But also, speaking of Sector 4, here's probably the easiest text in the game, because this text box is literally just the entire. It's just the same entire way through. There's like the tiniest bit of deviation, but it doesn't matter because you just do the same timing throughout the entire text, and it's just really easy. So I've been getting through to these rooms pretty comfortably. Oh, they're shot in the way. Had to wait. Not making it high enough to kill the crab. And the door fix. Don't go through the door. He didn't go through the door. Let's go. Yeah, that's a big door fix. So you're jumping through the doors to make sure the camera aligns with Samus when entering the room, because the camera will put itself into, well, it'll try and center it to where Samus's position is when you're entering the room. So the door, some rooms the door can scroll a lot, and these two rooms on the way to this E-tank. So going into this room here, leaving it, and then going into the room before it and leaving it are massive door fixes. Like, they're about 15-20 frames, but all 4 instances of you going through it. Just for jumping, you can save about 10. No, you can save about a second and a half or something like that. It's like actually really substantial. And this is a pretty tough room that Sci-Fi just went through pretty well, actually. That is Gymnast Room, we call it, because it's like a gymnast apparatus, the way you maneuver through it. It's a really fun room, but it's also really difficult. Like, it's very quick, tight movement. A couple of enemy patterns you have to deal with. And yo, bodied that crab, let's go. There's a lot of time loss potential. If you miss one of the wall jumps, it's about 3-5 seconds, and there's 2 instances of it. Enemy patterns are kind of tough to deal with. That crab's in a pretty awkward spot for Darkspy. So we've got Sci-Fi fighting Ceres. Ceres is also kind of random, but not in a way where it'll lose massive time. Getting kind of fortunate with the rest of the patterns, because Sci-Fi got 2 center patterns. Because Ceres has 4 patterns, I guess, technically. Getting the doubles, clean Ceres fight. getting a bit of fortune with the pattern, because he got 2 central patterns. Fuck, if Sarah being so buff. We have 2 central patterns, because when Ceres comes out the center, it's just one arc of it. Whereas the patterns you want, it can zigzag through, like Darkspy just got here, and it'll arc back over. Got it twice in a row. That's a pretty desirable pattern. Pretty comfortable one to deal with. Ooh, missing the ladder. Don't fall in. Okay. Getting the fight just about. A little bit of a difficult spot with a core missing that second double, but getting through it. But yeah, with Ceres, the center patterns don't have a start point, but the 2 where it goes straight across and arcs back around, and then zigzags and arc back around, they do. They do count as like 2 cycles. So it'll move 3 times before becoming vulnerable. And if it gives a middle pattern and then one of the patterns where it has a second, you basically just have to wait in the center and just react. That's kind of hard to deal with. Fortunately, neither of these having to deal with anything like that. Because Sci-Fi got a Struck a Look, 2 center patterns, and then a normal pattern afterwards, so he could just kill it normally. Sci-Fi on the way to low high. No, wait, no, we don't do that. It's Hundo. You just jump and run through. 80% is a pretty tight trick here where you spark across this room. But you don't have to do that in Hundo because you have to get this item. Shine spark across, no walk of shame, and then we can all the way through. Ooh, no charge. Entering the room for Sci-Fi. And getting a couple of circles because of it, killing that crab a little bit late. Darkspy gets pump control on his way to waterway missile. All in all, both of these had pretty good sector 4s. Not really many big points of trouble from both of them, I'd say. Switch to Sci-Fis. Why? I think we're fine now as it is. It's so fun. I love when we've got a race and the doors start to synchronize, so they go through doors at the same time. It looks so cool. Okay, on to Sector 3. Sector 3 is pretty quick in... Actually, in both Hundo and in Ibsen. In Hundo, there's like a couple of little detours you take for a couple of items, but there is still like fairly quick items. You basically only traverse through the top of Sector 3, and they're not very quick rooms. I mean, they're not very big rooms. So, because you have Speed Booster as well, you just get through it really quickly. Ooh, gets the storage. It's a fairly tight storage, falling straight down, trying to get them off. But yeah, that's a fairly tight storage. That's a cool strat. You wall jump back up. Even the wall jump getting up is decently tight. You don't have much room to get the storage there, but Sci-Fi doing that room really well. Being able to get the thread through with this jump with speed through the blocks. Decently tight trick. There's not a whole lot of leniency for it. You can either just overshoot it slightly, just a little bit like Darkspy did. He almost got through. He was just very slightly off it. And then these wall jumps are quite high. You have to do fairly high wall jumps. Oh, Darkspy getting it as well. Right at the door. Not a lot of space left at all for that one, but getting it as well. Both of them pretty good in that room, Darkspy just about missing a thread through, but it doesn't really matter too much. As Sci-Fi on his way to get the super missiles. The Bob skips. Are we getting Data Spark? Hold. Bang! Got a Data Spark out from Sci-Fi. That's a funky one. You only have a couple of frames left on your speed boost once you've stored it on there. If you store it late enough, you can get a little bit more of a window for it. But as soon as the text ends, you have to keep hold of like left, let go of it. Run into a Garon. Let go of it. Try and get your shine spark as soon as you've let go, and then you also have to get the door. Which some people get the spark and then bonk the door. I have seen a couple of people holding R2 soon, myself included. End up just sparking diagonally. That one is really funny. As we get quick kill box 1 round. Oh, he shoots the floor. He keeps hold of the diagonal. Does it in 3 though. I only had 1 shot left. Didn't let go of diagonal on that 4th shot and ended up hitting the floor because of it. And we'll see if Darkspy gets his 2 round from box. So even though Sci-Fi didn't 2 round of the fight, it was still very slightly faster doing it that way than doing the other charge shot method with the ladder. There is a way you can make the charge shot method with the ladder like slightly faster. It's pretty tight, but it's still slower than 2 round quick kill box, so people don't really. I think I don't know anyone who really goes for it. It's my any percent hard strat. Oh, he doesn't get the down angle, so could have got the 3 round if because he did stay in, but doesn't get a 6th shot. Both getting 3 rounds, 1 shot missing. Darkspy, funny enough, went up. Sci-Fi's went down. But otherwise, yeah, no real thrills, no real problems with Bucks over either of them. Missing a shot getting a 3 round still pretty fine if you get the kill. With just 1 extra missile, you're still saving a little bit of time over the old standard threat. Yeah. Good sector 3s overall, honestly. Both making pretty quick, clean work of them. Sci-Fi found the hardest boss in the game, Fusion Elevator. Spending a good couple of seconds trying to get down morphing. For real though, the elevators in this game are really precise for no reason. There's so many times where you think you've pressed up on it or something and you just like, I don't know, pixel off, or you just pressed up a tiny bit too soon. And you just stood there like an idiot. It's really funny. But Sci-Fi entering 6 as Darkspy's on his way to it. Will he? He's just facing on. Elevators in this game suck. What we usually do in the main deck elevators is we jump at a certain point through the door, certain height, so when we're landing in the next room, we can press down immediately, land in the center of the elevator, and make it through. Neither of us is able to do that. Another strat some people do is like they'll double tap forward to cancel your skid for your speed boost, so you lose your speed boost immediately. And then press down. Ooh, threading through on that E-Tank, that's good. Doesn't get the spark entering, but threading past after bombing the block through the E-Tank. Oh yeah, little thing that's Sci-Fi did. Your bombs and your ammo and whatnot tend to still go off through fanfare, so your bombs, your power bombs, both go off while you're in fanfare. You'll see that in a couple of places. That E-tank is probably the most notable one because of you don't lose time at all for picking that E-tank up because of the fact that you have to wait for the bomb anyways. Ooh, shooting the wrong block. And terrible pattern. Sci-fi getting a really bad pattern in there. But yeah, Darkspy showing it again, getting the spark in through this time. But even though it was a bad pattern, Sci-Fi still getting through line seller pretty well. Zero Beam as well. After the absolute disaster that was the first doors for Sci-Fi, 2 Zero Beams in a row is pretty kind now. Ooh, a little bit high from Darkspy on this sec skip. Just end up missing a shot. What the heck? That first shot was a little bit too far away from Sci-Fi. Ooh, hard time with this Mega Call. This is not a fight you want to go wrong like this, because there's just a lot of time lost now. Ooh. Absolute. Okay. Really hard work of Megacar. Megacar is... Funny enough, Megacar is deceptively really hard. Oh, Darkspy's getting the beams. 3, 4 beam? What? It's like, oh no. You know what's kind of funny is Sci-Fi's Megacar fight was like so problematic that Darkspy could honestly break even before Sci-Fi's segment was. Because Megacar, like I said, this boss is deceptively like a lot harder than it looks. Making this boss fight fast is absolutely terrible. Like an optimized fight for Megacar is really tough because you're ideally kind of trap it in place, so every single time your charge shot is full charge, you can release it immediately because you'll still be in inside Megacar's hitbox. But there are so many variables that can go into where Megacar ends up moving to where you can't really keep it consistently, even if you get it and like nailed on every run, you can't keep it consistent. So I say Megacar is the hardest boss fight in the game to do the fastest. Yeah, a lot of variables. God damn it. And oh, Sci-Fi's getting the spark. He's losing time. Because he got the spark, but he spent so long on the storage that he actually lost time. Yeah, Shine Spark. Funny. Funniest thing about that Shine Spark. So it got tasked recently. It saves 7 frames in TAS, which means humanly, you're not saving time with it. So everyone just stopped going for it. So you don't see it anymore in runs. Okay, 10 around there. I want to point out real quick. Darkspy does run on stick. So if you see any weird, like, jank 10 arounds with his morphing especially... Oh, shooting the off the ceiling. But yeah, if you see any, like, strange tanning every now and then that's why. Because he's playing on stick. I don't know what controller he uses. I want to say it's like a Pro Controller, GameCube controller thing. But it does have a couple of issues every now and then. I play on stick as well. I play GameCube controller. I know what the issues go like. Switch Pro Controller. Oh boy. So you don't even have notches. You don't even have notches. Yeah, that's why. So that explains why. So every now and then you'll see Darkspy end up having like a turnaround in a place where you wouldn't really think or expect it to happen. Ooh, interesting strat from Sci-Fi. R-shotting the block out.
But this is the pancake entering Sector 5 now. Is Darkspy trying to catch up? Sci-Fi did have a decent 6x. He dealt with some of the puffer patterns he had pretty well. Darkspy having a bit more difficulty, maybe slightly harder patterns as well. But I think they built a little bit of a gap. This waiver could have said something about it. It did get a fortunate pattern about it. Now, that waiver is terrible. You can get a pattern where it will be in the way with the blue X. Missing the bomb, so I made the room a little bit out of control. But yeah, that waiver and the blue X going to overlap the waiver. And it's really hard to deal with. Like, there isn't an instance where it's impossible to deal with, but there are some instances to where it becomes frames. You have to be able to shoot the shot. 2 frames or something like that, to where you can actually get the charge shot and kill the waiver, because it'll overlap that in a certain way to where the blue X is so far forward, covering so much of the waiver to where you need as much of it absorbed as you can possibly get before you shoot, which is extremely close to the waiver. You basically need to be as point blank as you can get without actually touching the waiver. And it's really hard. A lot of people lose runs to that. Because it's just 10 seconds. You have to reset the room, you have to go back, get the speed boost again. But no such problems for either of these two. Sci-Fi gets his ice missiles, not... Ooh, excuse me. Sci-Fi not forgetting ice missiles. No secret keys here. Now, this is a room that is terrible. This room can... It's like, at the moment, we have a way of doing this room to where this Ripper should spawn in a manner that is, like... Ooh. That looks... That is extremely close to... I think that would have just about worked, but the jump had to be, like, extremely close to the edge. But Sci-Fi opts to wait it out, not going to risk falling, resetting the room, because that would have lost more time than waiting for the Ripper to unfreeze. Ooh, a couple of problems from the Darkspy on the way to ice missiles. Does get them, though. And his turn to deal with the... Well, it's not a very good room, to be honest. There is actually a really cool spark strat you can do here with a reverse ice spark charge for 200 missiles. Oh, he shot the tiniest bit too high. That was a good position for it. Doesn't shoot the block out. Okay, just backs out. He recognized he was going to hit the ceiling then. Good recoveries on that, but a little bit unfortunate about missing that first shot. Had to wait a little bit. Didn't have to wait for it to defrost and go all the way to the pattern he wanted, though, so a little bit better than instance of Sci-Fi. And for the Ego puzzle, I guess we could call it. And here we go. We have emergency for Sci-Fi. I was a little bit late on it, but chat, drop your Frankasies in chat. As we have an emergency in Frank Z. Because I'm English, so he said that over here. Fight me. Doesn't Canada also do the same thing? Actually. But because we're doing Hundo, we don't pick up double yellows for Darkspy. There we go. Beep, 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 beep. You can do some really cursed stuff with as soon as you get ice missiles. Not on this version, but on Japanese version, because ice missiles you can Go bounds. I have a lot of fun with it. So, I know some people are like, they don't really care about the out bounds. Ooh, landing on the stretchy before freezing it. And little bit of a tough time with this emergency. Got okay, missing another shot on the stretchy. I will want it in this room. That's a good few seconds behind what you'd want to be. But interesting strat going for the diagonal on the Nova. Not something you see people usually go for. Usually people extend their jump quite high. Charge shot the Nova on the ceiling. I think Darkspy may end up going for it. You charge shot the Nova on the ceiling, release your missile at the same time. Kill the... What is going on? Sci-Fi said 0 beam since high jump. Since the free beam at high jump, Sci-Fi said 0 beam. It's getting a little bit carried. 434 with 0 beams. Yeah, a little bit of a rough emergency for Sci-Fi. But let off a bit with the high toll. Play bad, get carried, right? Okay. I think that might have been a stick issue. Breaking spin there from Darkspy. Yep. Ooh. Okay, still gets the freeze and the stretchy on the way back, and because it was frozen, you could just go through it, land straight into it. Okay, touch too early on the shot for the Nova. Okay, finally for Sci-Fi. Sci-Fi finally gets one of those plumes in his favor. On the way in, he got hit twice backwards, which is not good. Each of those plumes loses, like, I don't know how much time exactly, but it's like a decent amount of time because you have to back up on a ladder. And ladders are slow. That's a 4:30:49 pickup. Emergency time will be about 4:28. Yeah, it's 4:28:25 from Darkspy. I didn't see Sci-Fi's exact, but it was a 4:32. So about 4 seconds between them. Same look. Not sure where Darkspy had the big issue. It might have been the... Not sure. I know everything else went decent. I need a drink real quick. My voice is... My throat is something stuck. Alright. All good? All good. Ooh, opted to freeze the guy. He didn't have a charge already. That's probably why he opted for that. Ooh, blocked off by the plume. So Sci-Fi is doing something we all hate doing in this game. Okay. Okay. Nicely done. Both whacking their way through stretchy climb well. Darkspy having a pretty good one there. My throat is going. Where's it gone? What happened? Ooh, there you go. So, Darkspy hitting... When you're leaving that room, there's a little thing in Hundo. It's a very slight difference in Hundo to 20%, because you're coming back into 3 in Hundo. So you ideally want to shoot only 1 block out from the big room, because it's less distance to jump. And in this game, being on the ground is faster than being in the air. So, ooh, okay, Sci-Fi. A little bit funky, jumping probably a little bit sooner than he wanted. But yeah, because you're going back into that room, leaving just 1 block instead of shooting both out, it gives you less distance to jump, means you can land on the ground sooner. Very slight optimization. And let's see the look from... Where is he? I saw him on the left. He wasn't on the left. Okay, the one on the left came out. That was actually not bad from the animals for Sci-Fi, though. He's saving the animals. We don't like doing that in this game because it's random. You can get the... They can take like 5 seconds. They can take like 15. These folks. Nice high five up the elevator and down the elevator. Nice little sink. Failing to find the thread through there. Sci-fi. Ooh, Darkspy going for that wall jump. That is a pretty tight wall jump. I think there's only 2 pixels of leniency for it. It's not that it's not, don't equate to frames because wall jumps you float in the position for a decent bit. So both getting the spark though, that's fine. But yeah, because it's like your wall jump sticks at the position for a little bit. You have a good. There's a few frames for the wall jump, but it's still very tight. It's like 2 or 3 pixels of leniency. Essentially max height wall jump. And then you do 1 or 2 short extensions and reach across. You can get there before the stretchy spawns, so when the stretchy above spawns, you can jump across, shoot down, and it'll stretch out. If you time it correctly, there's a sound key where the second part of this X spawn sound effect, you jump across, and then the stretchy will stretch out slightly, you shoot down, land on top of it, and then you can jump across. There is another faster strat, impossible strat we call it. The very possible impossible strat. They do some real quick wall jumps while the stretches are spawning, and shoot down as you wall jump very slightly over them. It's like marginally faster. It's like, I think 5 frames faster, I want to say. Something like that. I don't know specific because I don't go for impossible strat. Ooh, sci-fi. Missing the door fix and the spark storage. I'm going to assume he wanted to spark there. Because sci-fi would usually door fix. But on the way for power bombs, this is a very, like, fairly quick segment. This is a segment that is very similar to any percent. It's like one of I think there's 3 segments in this game that are identical to any percent. Missiles, bombs, and okay, maybe not. 2 segments are the same. One of them has 1 extra item. Depending on your route, though, some people still pick up elevator missile in 80%. It's like slightly slower than the other missiles you pick up, so everyone else has dropped it. Which means for some people, this segment will be the exact same as what you do in 80%. And now we're on to power bombs. The sci-fi. This is like this room. These rooms are like a lot harder than they look. But there's easy strats, there's fast strats. The optimal strat, I've tried playing around with the optimal strat for the power bomb at the bottom of the sex encounter. It's really hard. Ooh, no charge shot for sci-fi, but still an alright yellow climb. As we're going for the Mimic tank. That was a really high power bomb from sci-fi. But better safe than sorry. This, funny enough, this is one of my worst rooms in the whole run because I just rush it the entire time. But, no issues from sci-fi. Sci-fi going through cleanly. And going for the speed. Oh, just about. Just a tiny bit too low. Not getting the, not getting the bomb block with his spark. Okay, funky pattern. Oh, gotta wait a little bit for the Ripper to get into a good position, but for the worst. Gets through the room comfortably. Kept falling into the little pit. That's a funny pit because it doesn't look It looks like you can just get across, but you can't. You have to do like a really little hop. Or you might be able to do like a momentum, a speed keep, which is you release forward the frame you let go of a ledge. You like keep your speed from the ground for an extra frame. It's funky doing it for something like that. It probably would be slightly faster, but also very, very funny. No red X from the Garon, scammed. Ooh, a little bit late getting there, so he's gonna have to wait for the Ripper. Oh, that's not a good position. That is awkward. Yeah. Not enough space for himself there. Ooh, jumping a bit too soon. I think this position does work if he gets a hop really late. Okay, maybe not. Oh, he's having a really hard time with this. There we go, it does make it across. Waiting a little bit longer. Screams out. No! Yep, this is looking like one of my rooms. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm not good at this room. Oh, no. Oh, no, Darkspy. This room sucks. Yeah, this room can go really wrong, and you just start, There we go. Oh, thank God. Finally through. Rough time with that room. It's one of those which can go really wrong really quickly, and just gotta try and make sure you don't let it snowball. Unfortunately, it did happen for Darkspy there. It's a lot of time lost. He spent a good 20-30 seconds extra in that room. So, waiting a little bit because Sci-Fi recognized there that he shot out the blocks that he didn't want to shoot out, so he doesn't want to fall. Falling down there is like a decent amount of time lost. It's not huge, it's maybe 3 seconds, 4 seconds, which is a lot of time lost, but in the context of what the mistake is, it's probably not as much as you'd expect. Darkspy, yeah, not happy with that room as you'd expect. I love when people place a second power bomb there because it does absolutely nothing. It's my favorite thing. Another zero beam. What is happening? Sci-Fi says nothing since Sasabi. Like actually no beams since Sasabi. Oh, you hear no game audio? It's using Darkspy's. Oh, maybe Darkspy's is really quiet. Because I can hear it fine on my end. Should I switch? Oh, yeah. I have switched it to Sci-Fi's audio because I don't know if it's too loud, quiet for Darkspy's end. Oh, but Jang's doing it at this point, but I didn't see the round Sci-Fi got, but probably not a bad fight considering the time. Oh yeah, that's much better. Yeah, very likely just quiet on Darkspy's end. I couldn't tell because it was, I could hear it pretty fine from my end. But cleanly done for Yakuza for Sci-Fi. Clipping the top of that. And there is sax. This is a very funny sax sequence. Actually, this one's probably one of the hardest points in the game. Because a lot of people don't realize that you can actually freeze sax. Obviously, in a speedrun, you do this like quite a bit quicker because you just freeze sax, go across. Or some people just opt to jump over him. That strat is really funny because it's so disrespectful. But yeah, because the strat I do, I involves absolutely no you don't freeze SX at all in that sequence. The strat I do, sci-fi freezing twice. I don't do it because it saves 2 missiles, and I'm skipping the red X at this boss. However, because we're in Hundo, we don't have to worry about your missile count. Because you have, as you can see, 120 missiles. There we go, finally getting beams for sci-fi. Just the one, so it's still pretty good luck in his end. This streak of doors has been really good. There's a quick 2, I think it was 2 round for Darkspy. And going into the second phase. But yeah, because of this boss is 2000 health, which is exactly equates to 50 missiles. But because you have so many, you don't have to worry about missile conservation at all, so you can just go Hail Mary with missiles throughout the whole segment, so long as you don't drop below 50. I'd be quite surprised if anyone drops below 50 in Thunder, because you have like 120 at this stage. And you can skip the red X regardless. But it is... Yo, recharge room, let's go. It does exist. Hidden recharge room for you. It's funny that they made it so hidden, though. Typo missing the ledge, he has to wait. Yeah, you can't grab ledges in this game if you got a power bomb detonating. Okay. Ooh, just missing the ledge grab. A little bit of a tough spot with the bind room for Darkspy. Here he goes, onto his second sequence. Yeah, as I was explaining with this, I don't use missiles because I'm saving my missiles so I can skip the red X in any extent. 145 missiles, which the method you do is 3 charge shots, 2 power bombs, 45 missiles. You leave with exactly 0 missiles. Absolutely no margin. You have no margin for error. You can't think any. If I use just 1 missile in the sack sequence for the block, I have 44. I can skip the red X. I do just do 1 extra charge shot. Funny enough, it leaves 2 missiles of leniency instead of 1. You just think, oh, okay, you just do 1 extra charge shot, you lose 1 missile. Or you save 1 missile. No, you save 2 for some reason. So I can skip the red X if I get 0 beam, because that'll still be on full health. Hundo, you don't have to worry about any of that. You just go through the idol. You get 0, however many beams you want. You have so many missiles that you just spam away. You'll have like so many missiles as well on the core phase. And yeah. There's absolutely no reason to care about red X here. Bang! 0 beam. As you can see, Darkspy runs through. And just starts clearing the spores, starts to spam. There you go. Boss fight! This boss fight is very engaging. Well, no, anyways, this boss fight is actually just so trivial, it's really funny. In any percent, if you're on a good pace, this boss fight can actually be a little bit nervy. Depending on your route. If you do 50 missiles, it won't be as bad because you don't have to worry about not tinking anything. In any percent, as I said, you have no leeway of tinking. So if you tink something, then go bad. You don't pay attention. Sorry for the longest spark in the game. Whee! Yeah, that spark is satisfying. It's always cool seeing that spark. Yo, double recharge room, let's go! Notorious door isn't a shutter, it's a level 0. Yep. That's because the doors are all, in this game, the doors, when you get to the Notorious sequence, they're unpowered. So, you don't need a shutter door there at all. Because as soon as you kill Notori, you turn the power back on, because the vines clear out instantly. I don't know how that works. There's still vines in the room when you kill Notori. But, every single door, everywhere is powered off. Which is actually funny, because I've experimented with the Notori sequence. You can You can go fairly far into Sector 2. Well, a bit further than you'd think. You can use Out of Bounds on English version, clip through places. I've made it into this room, the hub room. Every door is locked, every single one. No. Actually, yeah, Troll Trap as well. Troll Trap is a thing. That is test only, though. Well, quote unquote test only, because there's only a few frames of leniency. Starfight's getting so carried. And he gets the E-Tank. We have seen a couple of... And facing left. And facing left. Okay, I get a chance to explain this then. So, Sci-Fi entered the room facing left. Which has a lot of... Has some really funny things with this boss fight. Whoa, missing the missile shot as well. So, it doesn't matter anymore, because his pattern is already kind of scared. Missing that shot. But because Sci-Fi entered facing the room left, it does something really weird with the tracking point that Nightmare chases in the room. It can basically randomize. It has a chance of randomizing where it'll be when you get to the second phase. So if you try and do the fight normally, you do the quick kills method, which should be the same every time, or as close to the same every time. You will get the exact same pattern every time in the second phase with Nightmare. The boss doesn't have RNGs granted you enter the room correctly, which is basically just facing right. If you face left and you try doing the fight the same, there's a chance, it's like a 50-50 chance that you'll get a pattern that is just completely unworkable. It's even though you can still win the chance of getting the favorable pattern. It's still completely random because it is still a chance you get it. Even if it is still the favorable pattern, that's just you winning the draw. You winning the coin toss. And both of these in this room at the same time in completely different areas. Yeah, Nightmare's a funky boss. If you fight it the same way every single time, it'll go the same way every single time. There is no randomization to it at all. Unless, as I said, you enter the room facing left. It's probably the funniest, weirdest thing in the whole game that I think only speedrunners and testers would know about. Because it's not something that's actually visible. You can't see the point that Nightmare chases in the room. Unless you use some kind of tool to visualize it. Yo, pixel boost from Sci-Fi after the West room in the game. West room in the game, call it that because it's unbelievably hard to optimize. Because of the way the snails are, you can't kill them in one shot, you can only freeze them. That's by getting the easy strat in the game. See, it's that free. It's just that easy. See, it's just that easy. See, Flash, it's free. It's probably what Darkspy said. I can't lip read, but if I was to guess, that's probably what he said. And I hope he didn't enter facing left. I didn't see if he changed his direction back, but he might have done. But he did the opener, ideally. That's the ideal way you do the opener. Find out. We're about to find out. Okay, he didn't go the right way. Or he got lucky. Vented. Facing left and got the coin toss. Win the coin toss. Oh, that's good Nightmare fight. Did manipulate a little bit higher than you'd want, but otherwise, yeah, good Nightmare fight. Ooh, no doubles out here from Darkspy. There we go, there's one. That was a really wide double. Oh, it's such early on that shot. Interesting exit start from Sci-Fi. Using a ledge grab to get a spring ball up. Pretty funky. I wonder if that was derived from the new strat that's got a plus to which you create like a little spring ball path. I love the door sinks in races, they're so cool. Nice double red. As we're about to enter 4 for Darkspy first. You gotta get this power bomb. Don't forget this power bomb. So, sci-fi on the way to probably one of the most daunting parts of this run. Like, this is a pretty tricky part of this room. Gets the storage quite early, which is good. And gets the second storage. Bang! Cleanly done, yep. Yeah, that's a pretty daunting trick, because it's a pretty sizable spark puzzle. You don't have to... There's plenty of places where you can end up losing the spark. Like, you can bonk on the storage. Bonk on one of the snails. You can end up sparking accidentally quite easily. Hell, there's some people end up bonking the speed booster blocks because they try and spark too early. If you don't have enough of a gap above you at speed boost blocks, you'll just hit him. You won't go for him, you'll just hit him. Yo, my strat, let's go. A diagonal through the after the diffusion room. When you get diffusion, you shoot a diagonal diffusion shot. It saves about half a second. I am not joking. You try and get because you get the flakes to hit the power ump as soon as possible. The buffer. No, the power ump. Buffer 066. Whoa, interesting power ump placement. Sci-fi. Darkspy. What's this room called? I actually don't know. Ooh, Buff going for spring balls. Bang! Nice room from Darkspy. That's a funky strat. I like that. Say if you're making a hash of the morph higher up, which is some I do quite a bit. But otherwise, Darkspy is cleaning up for kills the guy who's down there waiting to ambush you. Make your room a little bit more painful. Sci-fi goes into 6. So I think Sci-Fi's going to be picking up in here. You used to get him a bit earlier, but what getting them later does is it makes the big room in 6 just a bit more comfortable because the patterns are a lot easier to deal with. Because the puffer patterns and whatnot become really awkward, like just in your way when you're entering here. Okay, Darkspy getting the spark. Ah, missing the storage though. Yeah, there's not a lot of space for the storage there. Ooh, slight bonk, so he's gonna have to overshoot, yep. There we go, getting the speed. Yeah, it loses a good amount of time there. I think it's about 8 seconds because of how much you have to back up to get a speed booster. Now, Sci-Fi, as I said, picking those items up. You do get you've always gotten the E-Tank on the way out. Or on the way into here. But the missile tank you pick up on the way in here now instead, because, like I said, the big room in 6, it makes that room just that much more comfortable because the patterns are a lot easier to deal with. We're gonna get a diagonal from Darkspy. We are indeed. Bang! A little bit far away, but still saves time. You still get the fusion flicks plus the water power amps, so it still saves a little bit of time. Yes, he's cleaning up for Sci-Fi. Ooh, missing the freeze on the guy. This is gonna be a bit of a funky room. Yep. Little bit of a tough room. Oh no, it's Xbox. Ooh, missing his missile. Kind of fortunate that he was late enough though. Because if he was a slight bit... If it was a slight bit earlier on that charge shot, Box wouldn't have hit the wall. But, gets through the fight, going for wave doubles. Ooh, missing the first one. Oh, I gets hit a little bit too soon off the ladder, so he's going to have to just go for the fight normally now. There we go. A little bit of a tough time with Xbox there, but just make it through the fight.
Warning, no entry without authorization.
Sci-Fi is one of those two guys that actually hit wave doubles with the new strat. It's a really cool strat. I've never got one.
No entry without
We'll just blame it on me using GameCube controller stick. Even though the person who also is really good at them uses GameCube controller and stick. We can just gloss over that. But, whoa, there's Metroids in my Metroid game? Who would have thought it? Line them up, line them up, line them up, like... Almost. He went for it, but he just missed, just jumped a bit too late. I will accept it, it's acceptable. He didn't line them all the way up, but he did go for it. Oh! Almost a 55. Without that hit, that would have been a 55. 55 is pretty nice. Nothing more from Darkspy. Oh, just charging through the enemy, just bulldozing his way past it. And missing the hardest spring ball in the game. Excuse me. So, Sci-Fi's getting told off right now. Adam does not like what you did. He doesn't like if you've found the Metroids in the Metroid game. So what the heck? How dare you? Dare you open red doors and look at the Metroids? But no one's forgetting this item. Whoa! Wait, what the heck? That was funky. Why did that deboost do that? I don't think I've seen that before. Okay. I'm gonna bring that up, experiment with it, and realize there's absolutely nothing to it. Which we do quite a lot of the time. Okay, no, that was pretty cool though. As we have Darkspy on his box fight. Will this go any better than Sci-Fi's? Sci-Fi going through, I think people call this Animorphs, which I actually kind of find this a funny name. Okay, Darkspy cleaning up Xbox. No problem for Sci-Fi in that room at all. It's a bit of a notorious room, is that one for Honda, because of the Garubus spawn. That Garubus can just not spawn. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, the X will just constantly try to reach, like to just reach its spawn point, but its velocity will be too high. So every time it tries to adjust itself, it got too much speed and it just passes the passes its spawn point. It's basically just like a permanent rubber band. 2 beams for Sci-Fi on the Ridley door. That is the worst beams he's had since the Zabi. Okay. Just getting clipped by the tail. No, this is vanilla. This is any percent. Not any percent. My brain is any percent. No, it's 100%. Ooh, there's a double? Is it 2? No, it was just the 1. One of those did look fairly close, but did get a double. A little bit of difficulty with Ridley, but after getting grabbed, cleaned it up pretty well. Got a double in there, 2 beams. Not the worst. Ridley has the loudest voice infusion. Here's the choir. Picked up the dot of windows in Ridley's room, otherwise he would probably just create a vacuum in the whole station. Actually, that's a point. That's something I've never looked at. I don't think it does, but what if does the Ridley room have windows in it? We can find out with Darkspy coming up to this. So, sci-fi coming up to the part of Hondo that everyone loves and hates at the same time because like, this is the part of the room where everything matters. Everything leading up to this is like, obviously it matters depending on level, but once you get to clean up, that's when your run can go to die. Ooh, a little bit soon on that shot, but good room for Darkspy. No problem with the spawn at all. Right, here's the first part of cleanup that is quite tricky. Saveless. Oh, he goes too early on the storage. Tried to store a bit too soon. Unfortunate. Has to back up. Oh, just get the storage on the way back in saveless though. So, not a bad recovery at all from Sci-Fi. Let's get the setup. Zero beam for Darkspy. Sci-Fi getting carried all the way up until Ridley. Darkspy getting quite a number of beams up until Ridley getting 0. This game works in funny ways. But Sci-Fi triple saveless. Oh, Darkspy going a little bit too soon, running under Ridley. But now it's getting a bit out of control. We're actually looking into what causes Ridley to spin around now, because it does cause some problems, and getting the kill eventually. A little bit of a tricky time with it, but onto the core doubles. Did get 0 beam, so fortunately the Ridley fight wasn't. It was a little bit tough, but it did clean it up pretty decently. So, still not too bad. Not too bad at all. Doesn't opts to not go for doubles, just focuses on getting the sweet spot. They get a pretty tough kill spot. And getting through the segment and on his way to clean up himself. Honestly, still not massively far behind Sci-Fi. It's maybe like a minute 30, which considering the gap in PBs between these two, that's quite a good gap between the two. Oh no, not getting the space boost through the fanfare. There we go. Getting the last item. Yeah, well, if you miss the space boost, it's just faster to go to the bottom right. Okay, on to 3, as Darkspy gets into his first room in cleanup. Whoa, what is he doing? And so he's opting to just go for the space boost on the way in anyways. If you miss the space boost entering here, it is generally just better to just do it on the way on the second pass. But gets through eventually. A little bit of a hard time with that room though. So Darkspy, will he opt for saveless? Maybe? Judging by that, he might be going for a bomb jump. Oh, just misses it. Okay, no saveless, goes all the way in. Yeah, this room, what Darkspy's doing, this item, isn't actually too difficult, really. But in the actual run, doing it quickly, you make it difficult because if you go into saveless. Because missing this door, going for this door is about 3 seconds. And if you end up going for it a few times, you're losing about 7 seconds or so. Oh, he's overshot. He's mixed up where he's going. But recognizes, gets through. Oh, does get the spark. Okay. Little bit of a squeaky comeback. Making it really close for himself. Yeah, it's a pretty awkward one. To be fair though, I think that one may be it's a little bit easier than the powerbomb tank, but purely because of the way we do it in Rondo. The powerbomb tank, the storage we do is a little bit tighter if you're doing saveless, because you give yourself less distance to actually have to get the spark storage. But in like just general, yeah, the E-tank at the top can also be really awkward because you can end up just losing your speed trying to get through it. The spark storage is a little bit tricky as well in that one. Getting through the door can end up having some issues. As we saw with Sci-Fi, actually. Not Sci-Fi, Darkspy, actually. And there's been people lose their spark. Or lose their speed boost when they're in that room because they've ended up having a bit of a difficult time getting up. Like they'll miss their shot on the door, shot cancel, they'll drop down. It's just a pretty tricky... It's probably the hardest part of Sector 1. If you're not going for the lava room space boost. Actually, no, even the lava room space boost, you don't lose a ton of time if you go for it, but you slightly miss it. It's not like a lot of time loss. Whereas those two items are the biggest time loss potential. So as Darkspy is getting his first items in 3, Sci-Fi's in 5 now. This is the shortest segment in the run. About a minute and 15 seconds. Oh, bomb jump! There you go, Darkspy. Bomb jumping in this game is so satisfying. There's 2 instances where you do actually go for bomb jumps in 100%. No one did the first one in this run. Darkspy managing to get the second one. Sci-Fi did go for it, but it didn't get it. So bomb jumps in this game are funky because you need Sector 4 cleanup? Sector 4 cleanup isn't a segment. But, yeah, with bomb jumping in this game, you have to hold A while you're springballing and while you hit the bomb to gain height. You can't have any kind of vertical momentum as you're trying to get the bomb jump. So when you reach the bomb as it explodes, it did like a very tiny bounce, which is enough to get you like like half a tile or something of height, which is meaningful for a couple of areas. There's like more places where it does actually apply than it looks. It's just you don't see them in the run because they're just too much margin for error, or there's not really a way to do it. Like the room Darkspy is going in, you can actually enter it at the top without space jump or ice missiles or speed booster actually with just a bomb jump. Yeah, there's a couple of little tricky parts to it. Some of them are not too bad because high jump is basically the perfect height. If you jump max height, lay a bomb, as soon as you land, you just jump again. It's like the perfect height, perfect timing for a bomb jump. Oh, Darkspy just missing his second space for through. Sci-fi gets the missile. Yeah, the missile looks like a missile. If it looks like a missile, tastes like a missile, smells like a missile, and it's a bad one to think. Where am I going with this? Yeah. Ooh, just get the block, but it just dips a little bit. It's enough to get through, though. That's another strat that's a little bit awkward. A tighter strat, but Sci-fi is on for a strat that used to be. This room used to be awful. I'm trying. This room used to be awful until we had this strat. Sci-fi, you're not doing me any favors here. Sci. Oh no, dude. Sci-fi, come on, man. Oh no, dude. Okay, scrap everything I said. This item is still awful, apparently. No, dude. Sixth try, is this? He's going too early. His timing is just not right here for this. Hey, okay, so this item, this item used to be awful until this strat came along. It's basically taken from Acid Worm Skip from Zero Mission. You do the bomb jumps across the gap, and because you're holding A, you hold A throughout it. Get a little hop, it stops you from having to do a crumble jump, or yeah, it's like a slightly less forgiving version of the Acid Worm. Get bomb jump. Because you can still keep going. As we get a high five going into Pillar Highway. Because Sci-Fi spent so long with the item. Okay, he does get the spark at the ceiling. This strat Darkspy is doing. Bonk. Yeah, it's just faster to bonk there rather than going all the way through because you can just stop, get to the bottom sooner. And spark up there. The visual cue, look in this background, there's like a little crack. There's like a big crack. Actually, in the background. Oh, Sci-Fi not making it out of Pillar Highway. Has to redo the room again. I was assume he went for space boosts on the way out. It's not a good 6 from Sci-Fi here. He's had a really tricky time with this. It seemed to start well. But 2 items, 2 rooms, causing pretty big difficulty. To be fair, this is like the hardest segment in playing up. Because if you're doing space boosts anyways, but even if you're not doing the space boost, you still have the Sector 6, that crumble jump powerbomb, which, it doesn't matter what level you are, that powerbomb can cause some huge problems for everyone. Until, as I was saying, the Acid Worm Skip strat came along, which makes it so much more comfortable. Oh, no storage from Darkspy. Gonna have to do the walk of shame. Even though it's not really, that's like a fairly tight enough spark. I'll push this spark up. Oh, interesting. 5 into 2. Let's see if Darkspy can do the crumble. Crumble tank a little bit better than how Sci-Fi did it. Sci-Fi really tough time with it, but we'll see from Sci-Fi. Hits on the things. Okay, going for the skip. Hey, nails it first try. Very nice, Darkspy. So that's the strat that we've found now for that aim. That's taken from my Acid Worm Skip. You bomb jump across, you don't have to deal with the crumble blocks. And it's like it's not even that much slower from just doing a crumble jump. Maybe a second slower than just a crumble jump. Ooh, sci-fi sparking into this room. A little bit of a high spark, but this should still be a little bit faster than not even going for it. Oh, I don't like that bomb placement. Oh, it does work. Darkspy not shooting the door out though. Okay. Little. Just a bit. Just forgetting, I guess. Overall, not a bad 6 cleanup at all for Darkspy. Nailing pretty much everything quite well. Trying to lay power bomb to get this bomb block, but a little bit too soon. You can't really lay a power bomb there to get that bomb block because it'll spawn during your event though. Yo, the world's most in the way Kiunter. Ooh, this is a pattern. Okay, so this can still get through pretty comfortably though. That was actually a pretty fine pattern because there was a Ripper pretty much in the way the entire time. Sci-fi leaving Ripper Tower. Darkspy is entering 4. Honestly, pretty clean 6 cleanup from Darkspy though. No real problems at all, really, honestly. He was just missing the door in Pillar Highway. Bang! Clean 4 cleanup. Off into 2. So, kind of bridged the gap quite a bit with Sector 6 there, because Sci-Fi had such a hard time with a couple of items that with Darkspy doing it so cleanly, he probably saved a good 30, 20 seconds on Sci-Fi. Oh no! Not like this! He touched the powerbomb tank, but didn't go far enough in. Yeah, items in this game, you have to make sure you touch them. All the way, you have to make sure you give them a big ol' hug, you have to make sure you're right in the middle of them. They want you close, they don't want you just giving them a tap because you won't pick them up. Okay, Sci-Fi's going for the double spell. For this. Oh, is that too high? No, very, very slightly not. That was close though. Okay, gets the ball, storage. Bang! Nice. Nicely done. That is a really cool strat to see pulled off every time. Really cool strat. Also, decently faster, because it cuts out one of the sparks. So, Sci-Fi done with cleanup, except for one item. It's done with cleaning the sector up, that is. Got the missiles, got the E-tanks, on the way to the last power bomb, and he should have everything. Actually, no, he does have everything. There's a single item I think he missed. Air up a tower for Darkspy here. Ooh, this isn't a great pattern. Oh, he almost did the space boost across. He just broke spin with a shot. Second try though, still fine. Not the greatest pattern, but managing to recover the room pretty well. And he only has a little bit left to go for cleanup now. The Oasis room. Okay, so a little difference that Sci-Fi, Darkspy's doing here from Sci-Fi. Getting the top item first. It's very, very slightly slower getting the top item first to the bottom item. Not sure why exactly. I guess it's to do with the exit. But if you're able to unmorph out of the little morph tunnel and only need one jump to get the missile tank above you, then it will be very slightly faster, so it's like maybe a few frames. But those optimizations, you need them at top level, or like really high level. And Darkspy for his last Sector 2 items. Derby Speedway is a room that trips a lot of people up. Not Sci-Fi though. Sci-Fi nailing it in this run. If Darkspy can do the same. Very likely going to pick up the first item. Yeah, because it's just safer. And it's a little bit faster getting that item first because you have less to go back up. Okay, that was not much speed boost left. Just missing the wall there. And getting through. Thank God. Yeah, getting through. That little hiccup with that one jump could have cost quite a lot of time. I think Darkspy's actually on a decent pace because his timers, it was red at one point, but it's been green, I think. We're out. Okay, Sci-Fi on sex fight. Let's not have any sex fight hiccups, please. 6. Okay, 6 shot. You want? So with the sex fight, you want? Okay, interesting down diagonal shot. Okay, not a great second phase, but still in 3 shots. Had a bit of a tough spot with that. Because Sax was so close to the edge of that platform that there wasn't really a comfortable position for Sci-Fi to stand to get the upshot. So he I guess he kind of adapted a little bit, and it didn't work out as well as he probably hoped. Still got the fight through. Fortunately, it was that part, so that part did lose a bit of time, but it's not like the most. I did like a 142. 142.32. As Darkspy gets his final item. And the door fix. Bang. Another high five on the way through the save room door. As he now has to talk. Good while to Adam. I don't know how much time this text is. I think it's close to a minute. But we'll get a little high. Going for the morph one. Oh, hits the ground and just unmorphs a tiny bit too soon. Soon? Too early. Too late. Tiny bit too late. Soon, late, doesn't matter. So that hop that Sci-Fi just did is actually intentional. Because what it does is it makes the SAX core that you see here, it should make the core spawn a little bit quicker when it gets swiped here. Let's see if it happens.
To destination.
Ooh, misses it. Just about. But playing up Omega, position a little bit off, but that's a GG. That is a GG for Sci-Fi. Why did I say 32? Why did I get 32 from? Wait, it might have been if it got low height. Okay. Bang, GG. 142, 37, 36. Well done to Sci-Fi. And we still have Darkspy on to the sex fight. Says lock, TF in. Ooh, a little bit soon on that shot, but he does manage to get the missile. Oh, but missing that charge shot. A little bit rushed. Does clean up though, good backup.
Good backup from Darkspy. On to the core. Second phase going much better. Okay, I think he did get a double in there. Looked like there was one. Oh no! Just missed a double then. Okay. Rip run. No, it shouldn't be. It still looks like it's going to just about be a 145. 145, 47. That's what I'm gonna guess. A little bit of a hesitation in the elevator. We love fusion elevators, they're so good. Almost getting zigzag as well, actually. I didn't point that out. But just about missing the one of the platforms. 232 through this door. Oh, no high height. No, low height, sorry. $145.53? It's looking like, which will, if he closes this, it will be a PV. Just
2 minutes to destination.
lock in. Bang! There we go, picked his mashup. Very slight, at least. Very. Words won't work. A little bit sluggish at the start, but cleaned it up. 53, 53, 53, 52. And GG Darkspy, that is a PB. And you know what, actually? When we look at the PB difference between these two, this race was 3 minutes. About 3 minutes 20. The PB gap between these two? 139.07 versus 146, I think it's 16 or 19. Has about a 7-minute gap. So to bring it down by close to 3 minutes in this race, it's very well played by Darkspy. There were definitely some parts as well where he was peeling some 146 4x. Okay. Bigger gap than I was thinking. Than I remembered. So yeah, it's well played by Darkspy. There's definitely some segments as well where he was peeling a time back from sci-fi, bringing it much closer. So GG to Darkspy, good stuff. Well done. Congratulations on the PB. I think that's our third Tawny PB. Or fourth? Third? Fourth? I think you're the fourth person. Go on. Is cool. Oh, that's why you will need to dot done in what's it called? Rest time. So I think these are going to be coming across to the interview. I could bring yourself in, I think, right? Interview? Not sure.
I don't know. I can't remember the process for you guys. I know that you just hop in and I ask questions and then we end. Yeah, that was a fun race to watch actually. Both nailing some pretty good tricks in there and some pretty big mess ups as well. We had those, of course.
Yo, Darkspy.
Hey!
Yo, sci-fi. Bang! How was
Oh man!
that? GG Darkspy on the PB.
Thank you, GG Sci-Fi. That was a really good race.
That was good.
GG.
That was a fun watch. How did you both feel about that race? How was it going for you?
Oh, dude, I feel heartbroken because, come on, almost almost an entire minute PB, but there's still like an entire minute and a half still in this to be saved.
Oh yeah, a big moment in Sector 5 for you, wasn't there?
Oh, tell me about it. And then Crumble City, like, dude.
Oh yeah, that one. Can never be too sure with an item pickup in this game.
Yeah, I saw Samus inside the power bomb thing, and I was like, good enough. Let's go.
Yeah, I
Oh,
had to redo it again.
yeah.
Unfortunate. Sci-fi.
Oh no. Bad execution, good RNG.
Yeah, pretty
Is what
much.
it is.
You had a horrible start for luck. You was up to like 9 beams, 10 beams, or something like that as a Zabi.
Yeah.
And then the game was like, you know what? What if we just do something really funny here?
Yeah.
0
Oh.
beams up until Plasma. You get 1, and then you get 2 at Ridley. I was like, okay. What is that? What
Damn.
is this? Really funny
Oh,
luck.
man. Well, that's unfortunate because our group is 3 players only. That does see me eliminated from the tourney.
It's a tough group, but you put up a good showing, though.
Oh, I mean,
Got a PB
listen.
out of it.
Yeah, got a PB out of it. Got to do reverse cleanup against Mike.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I was like, you know what? If I'm on a bad pace against Sci-Fi, I'll just do reverse cleanup again. But I was in a really good pace, so I thought, you know what? I might as well just close out a PB.
Yeah, I noticed that the pace was going good. Except it was literally until I think it was until Sector. You was behind a little bit at the start, and then I think it was like that Sector
Yeah.
5 mistake.
Is it when you first went back to red? And then you sort of just peeled it back in?
I'll tell you this much: I was minus 46 at Animals. I was plus 2 at Yakuza.
Yeah, that was a big mistake, yeah.
Yeah, I spent like 45 seconds in Ripper Highway.
Yeah, you spent like a good extra 30 seconds or something necessary in that room. It's a really annoying room, though. I hate that room. That's
Yeah, I
probably
know
one of
that
my worst rooms in Hundo.
That room is really bad.
Yeah. Sci-fi. That's the next skip.
Let's see. My VAR was bad. My Nightmare was bad.
Like the 6 acid worm skip as well.
Yeah, I lost like 1 year.
Yeah. The funny
I
thing
forgot my timing. It's
funny
been a
thing
while
is-
since I ran.
You absolutely made me a fool because I was on about that item being being like, oh, it's a really tricky item until now. We found this setup, and you failed it 8 times.
And
in a row,
then I
something
failed
like
it
that.
like
Oh no, dude.
failed it like 100 times.
Fortunately, though, Darkspy nailed it first try.
Oh,
So
yes.
I did have an example out of one of you two, which is good because that is like
Nice.
room so much
come
more
on.
comfortable.
Don't be like me.
Mm.
I feel like you
Alright.
did have some
That's
decent
cute.
segments. The sci-fi. You did have some decent segments in there, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think Ice Missiles looked good. You had a good exit in 6. I remember that. It's like the 4 was good for both of you, actually. Like right at the start, both of you had pretty good sector
Yeah.
4s. I think it was
You know
just...
what's
Darkspy had
funny?
a problem with the car, right?
Yeah. I was plus 12 at Speed Booster, and then I was minus 25 at Super Missiles.
Ooh, okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a lot of time
Yo,
saved.
that's fog.
Yeah, that's
Something like-
huge. What the hell?
Something went
Oh,
really
man.
wrong in supers in your PP.
I'm gonna have to look at it because I don't remember losing like what 30 seconds in supers. What the hell?
Yeah, that's something definitely happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to double check that, but I am gonna have to either retime this run or just edit my splits outright because I did split late in Sector 6. I did the Sector 6 split in the 4 connector instead of the 4 to 2 connector instead of the 6 to 2 the 6 to 4 connector.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, so that would have probably botched your Sector 2 gold.
Yeah, and the Sector 6 gold because they were both golds.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
Your Sector 6 cleanup was pretty much spot on. There was like only one
Yeah,
mistake, really,
I-
but it was like not major at
No.
all.
I considered going for both space boosts, but I was in such good pace that I didn't want to risk losing the PB to fucking up the space boosts.
Yeah, just confirm the time. Basically, just get through the segment. Don't lose any time. But you did gold.
Yeah,
out of
exactly.
it.
Yeah, true.
Pretty
Which is
good.
good. Well, GG Sci-Fi for advancing out of the group stage.
Yeah, GG
GG.
Sci-Fi.
Yeah, I'll be excited to watch you race against whoever you'll be up against.
I'm thinking
Don't.
you should re-practice Acid One Skip, yeah?
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I need that.
Also, you first
Oh.
left enter at Nightmare, which was funny, but then you...
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
That was so funny.
I did
I was
not.
I was
shoot
watching
my
that in the
missile.
restream.
Yeah, you entered first left, didn't shoot the missile anyway, so it didn't matter, so your pattern was already ruined regardless.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Well-
that was a fun race to watch. I think both of you played. Some portions were really good, some portions you had some
Mhm.
strategies, both of you.
Yeah.
And I think that made it a fun race to watch. There's plenty of areas where you were like, Sci-Fi would pull ahead,
Mhm.
and you'd start like gradually peeling time back over him. But
Yeah.
Then you do something, Sci-Fi go back ahead a little bit. It'd just be a case of you just gradually be peeling a little bit of time back, and then Sci-Fi would either get carried or you'd make like a mistake. I think the gap
Yeah.
until Sector 5 was only like a minute 30 or something like that.
That it. Yeah.
Yeah. it was-
Most of the run, like I was actually playing close to Summer Best, which is 144. But well, it's now 143, but it was 144 like 4x. And I was up until Speed Booster, I was playing pretty much to Summer Best.
yeah, that's good. That yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, because early game, the look wasn't too bad.
No.
Well, it was
But then
free
mid game happened, and then there was just beams.
Yeah, how many free beam doors did you have? I swear you had like 4 of them.
I had at least 3 doors give me 3 beams. Zazabi gave me 4, and then Arachnus gave me 1. Wide and Yakuza gave me 0. Notori gave me 2. Nightmare I think gave me 1, and Ridley gave me, I believe, either 0 or 1.
I think Ridley was a 0 because it
Yeah,
happened and
yeah.
got there, which was pretty nice to get. So
Yeah,
go
but
to-
Jesus.
No, but Schmid Dodd.
Oh.
Yeah, that was I think I'm gonna close this out because we're getting close.
Sounds
to
good.
So yeah, that was a really good race. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
ping in.
Right. As for me, I will be dropping Hundo for the time being. I am going to be focusing on any percent because I have objectives to meet in that category.
Hell yeah, Sci-Fi, you get a 45, yeah?
Ooh.
I don't know about that.
What?
I have too much skill issue right now.
Oh. Bad disease to have as a speedrunner.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. I have the same thing, even though yesterday was my best pace and then died at Sexskip after a freebeam 11.
Imagine that
lovely.
Saxcape couldn't be me.
Listen, I keep dying at Sexskip. I have a massive skill issue right now. I know the feel.
Clearly. All right. Thank you, Sci-Fi, for the good race. Thank you, Schmade, for the comms.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you to everyone in chat. Thank you to all of the good people who volunteer at Speed Gaming. Without any of you, this wouldn't be possible.
That is true, yeah. This is great to get these events done every year, especially with Speed Gaming. And it's always good to get more eyes on Fusion.
Absolutely.
This is a really fun, really good speed game.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're interested, please run this game. This game is so good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see y'all later, chaps.
All from us. I'm going to be ending this off now.
All right.